हेलो स्टूडेंट। आज के इस सेशन में हम चैप्टर नंबर 2 मैकेनिकल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ फ्लूइड के ऊपर एमएचटी सीईटी प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन देखने जा रहे हैं। सो लेट वी स्टार्ट विद द क्वेश्चन नंबर 1। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 स्क्रीन पे डिस्प्ले किया हुआ है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 में दिया है अ लिक्विड फिल्म इज फॉर्म्ड over a frame ABCD. You can see a frame ABCD in a diagram. So this is a frame ABCD. Wire CD can slide without friction. This wire CD, we can slide without friction. The mass to be hung from CD to keep it in equilibrium. So we have to attach here some mass, and which keeps this side CD is in equilibrium. Then that mass we have to find out. If we observe this very carefully, then here in this direction, the force due to surface tension is there, and in downward direction a weight is there, mg. So I can equate both, or in equilibrium condition they are equal. So I can write it here, F is equal to mg. Force due to surface tension is equal to mg. Now you know the formula of surface tension. F is equal to, or we can write F is equal to TL. But here this is a frame. This is a soft frame, a soft film. Basically it is a liquid film. So it has a two free surfaces. So F is equal to 2TL. Hence we can write 2TL is equal to mg. And by using this formula, we get m is equal to 2TL by g. So we get this answer, 2TL by g. And if you observe all the options very carefully, it is written in the option A. So for this question, option A is the correct option. Now we move forward for the next question. And it is question number 2. A metal wire of density rho. So here the given density is rho. Float on water surface horizontally. So this wire is floating on the water. If it is not to sink in water, the maximum radius of wire is proportional to. Now here maximum radius we have to find out here. Again here, so when I consider this is a water, and on that water this is a metal wire which float, it means that this weight mg is balanced by the force due to the surface tension. So I can write F is equal to mg. Now force acting on this wire, we can write T into L is the force acting on wire is equal to mg. Now we have to find out here the maximum radius of the wire. So formula for the radius of the wire we have to write. And here T into L is equal to, this mass we can write density into volume, and this G as it is. Now here T as it is, again L as it is, density as it is, volume of the wire is area into the length. So area I can write here pi r square. So pi r square. Area into length. Length I write by L into G. So we get this formula. Now from both the side we can cancel this L. So we cancel L, then we can write a formula of r square. So r square, by using this we get T upon, so T upon rho pi G. This is the r square. So by using that we can write r also. So r is equal to under root T upon this, I write pi first, then rho, and then G. So this is the final formula for the maximum radius of the wire. And if you observe the option very carefully, you can see it in option A. So option A is the correct answer for this. Now next question. Molecules on the surface of the liquid have, the options are maximum kinetic energy, maximum potential energy, minimum kinetic energy, minimum potential energy. Here the maximum potential energy is the right option. Where you remember one thing here, when the molecule is on the surface of liquid, then it has a maximum surface energy, and it is also called as a potential energy. So maximum potential energy is the correct option for this question. Now next one. A liquid drop having surface energy E is spread into 512 droplet is. Now here, so liquid drop. So I consider the radius of liquid drop is capital R. Surface energy is E for the liquid drop. When it is spread into 512 droplets is, then surface energy of each drop means surface energy of droplet we have to find out here. Now here I can write surface energy of drop is equal to, I can write dW for surface energy, or I can write E, or I write dW also, T into dA. Now T as it is, dA is 4 pi R square. So this is a surface energy of drop. For droplets, surface energy is given by formula, or dW I use, T into dA. Now here, this drop is broken into 512 droplets of equal sizes. So I can write here, its surface energy is T into area of all the droplets. So total 512 droplets are there. And area of single droplet, I can write 4 pi into small r square. Here small r is the radius of the droplet. Now here we equate the volume of drop and volume of droplet, and then we can get a relationship between the radius of drop and radius of droplet. So small r is equal to capital R divided by n raised to 1 by 3. N is the number of droplets. So by using that, so T into this 4 pi, instead of small r I write capital R divided by 1 by 3 raised to 2 into this 512. Or instead of 512, I can use small n also, because I use small n in the denominator. So small n. Now here, I can write then T into this 4 pi R square, and this n divided by n raised to 2 by 3. So it's a n raised to 1 by 3 square is n raised to 2 by 3. So it is coming, I use different color pen. So it is coming, so dW is equal to, so this 4 pi R square into T, I can write E, and this n raised to 1 divided by n raised to 2 by 3. So base is same, so subtraction of power is there. 1 minus 2 by 3 is 1 by 3, n raised to 1 by 3. So E into 512 raised to 1 by 3 is the answer. Now here, obviously 512 cube root is not coming 2. So maybe it is not 4. So most probably 8 is coming. So you can do 8 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 8. It is coming 512. So it is 8 and this E. So 8E is this surface energy of droplets. So 8E is written in the option C. So option C is the correct option for this question. Now next one is, a big water drop is formed by the combination of n small water drops of equal radii. The ratio of surface energy of n drops to the surface energy of big drop. Listen, surface energy of n drop to the surface energy of big drop. So here, surface energy of drop divided by surface energy of this big drop. Here it is droplets, I write. Now surface energy is given by formula 4. So T into this area. So 4 pi into here R square into T. So this is the surface energy of single droplet. So if it is an n, then multiplied by n. Big drop, we can write 4 pi into radius square into this surface tension T. Now we have to cancel the common term and we have to finalize the answer. So 4 pi get cancelled, T get cancelled. So what we get, R square divided by capital R square into this n. Now small r we can write, just we already discussed in the previous problem also. So here small r we can write capital R divided by n raised to 1 by 3. So if I write this, I write here n divided by r square, and instead of small r square, I write this capital R divided by n raised to 1 by 3 and its square. So after solving this, we get, so this r square get cancelled. So here this ratio is n divided by n raised to 2 by 3. So here it is n divided by n raised to 2 by 3. So here the power of n is 1. 1 minus 2 by 3, it is coming 1 by 3. So n raised to 1 by 3. So n raised to 1 by 3 means cube root of n divided by 1. So this is E for droplet divided by E for big drop. And it is written in the option D. So option D is the correct option for this question. Surface tension of soap solution is 0.035. Here the surface tension is V1T. Newton per meter. The energy needed to increase the radius of the bubble from 4 centimeter to 6 centimeter. This is R1 and this is R2. We have to find out energy needed. Energy means the surface energy we have to find out. So is equal to T into dA. But it's a bubble, soap bubble. Soap bubble having two free surfaces. So 2 into T dA. So this is the formula. Now in that formula, so here 2 as it is, T as it is, dA. So increase means basically here the change in area. So here we can write 4 pi R2 square minus 4 pi R1 square. So this is the increase in area. So basically here dA means area 2 minus area 1. So here I can write by taking common as a 4 pi from this term. So 4 pi into 2. So 8 pi T in a bracket R2 square minus R1 square. So this is the formula. In that formula, we have to substitute the values. Now see here. 8 into 3.14 multiplied by T is 0.035 into this R2 square. R2 is 6. 6 square minus R1 square is 4 square. Both are in centimeter. So 10 raised to minus means here. So this we can write 4 into 10 raised to minus 2 and here 6 into 10 raised to minus 2. So 10 raised to minus 2 square is 10 raised to minus 4. That I am taking directly common here. Now after simplification of this, we get the answer. Now here 8 into 3.04. It is approximately 25. So into this 0.035. So it is 36 minus 16. So it is coming 20 into this 10 raised to minus 4. So we have to solve this to get the answer. So here 20 multiplied by 25. So it is coming 500. So 500 into this 0.035 into this 10 raised to minus 4. So this multiplication we have to do. So here I can write the multiplication like this way also by shifting the decimal point. With for this 500 we shifted with 2 digit to this side and here 2 digit to this side. So we can write here. So it is, so E is equal to 5 into 3.5 into 10 raised to minus 4. So 5 into 3.5 approximately, obviously it is coming in the form of 1/8. So here 5 into 3.8 approximately it is 18 into this 10 raised to minus 4. 18 into 10 raised to minus 4 we cannot see an option, but here after shifting a decimal point, if I write 1.8 then 10 raised to minus 3 joule we can write here. So here this is the correct answer for this question, and if you see all the option, it is written in the option B. So option B is the correct option here. Now next question. With an increase in temperature, surface tension of liquid. So here the relationship between temperature and surface tension you have to remember. So you note one thing here. As we increase the temperature, surface tension of the liquid start decreasing. And at boiling point, the surface tension is 0. But here the two exceptions are there here. Molten copper and molten cadmium. So here with increase in temperature, surface tension decreases. So answer for this question is option A, decreases. Now we go for the next question. And it is, in a capillary tube having area of cross section A, means area they given A, water rises to height H. So that time height they given H for that capillary tube. If cross sectional area is reduced to A by 9, area is reduced to A by 9, the rise of water in capillary tube is. So we already have idea about surface tension is H R rho G upon 2 cos theta. For water, theta is 0, so cos 0 is 1. So I am writing only 2. So I can write H is equal to 2T divided by 2T divided by R rho G. This is a formula for the rise of the liquid. Now in that also I can write a formula here. H is equal to, or H into R is equal to 2T divided by rho G. If I consider water, then surface tension is fixed, density is fixed, G is fixed on that place. I can write HR is equal to constant for this case. Now here, HR is constant, means height multiplied by radius is constant. So I can write H1 R1 is equal to H2 R2. Now here in given here, area 1 I can write A, and area 2 is A by 9. Area 2 is A by 9. Now, so here we can write, so this area is pi r square, and I can write it here pi r square by 9. So it is pi r square by 9. So we can write it here. If I consider here radius is r square, then here the second radius is r by 3 square. So radius 2 is r by 3. So I can substitute here, height 1 is h, radius 1 is r, is equal to height 2 we have to find out, and radius 2 is r by 3. Then after solving this, we get this h2 is equal to, so this rr we get, we can cancel, h2 is equal to 3h. So h2 is equal to 3h, so 3h is written in the option B. So option B यहाँ पे correct option है. Now here, in a capillary tube of radius r, radius is r. So here it's a capillary tube whose radius is r. A straight thin wire of radius small r. So radius of the wire is given. It is inserted symmetrically, and one end of the combination is dipped. One end of the combination is dipped vertically in a water, such that lower end of combination is at same level. The rise of water in a capillary tube is, so here T is the surface tension, rho is the density, G is gravitational acceleration. So we know the formula of the rise in the capillary tube is given by formula 2T divided by R rho G. This is the formula. So obviously we get the same kind of formula here. Only the thing is here this radius matter, because capillary tube originally radius is r, and we insert one wire in that whose radius is small r. So here effectively we can write this is equal to 2T divided by, so it is coming r minus small r rho G. This is the rise in the liquid level. And if you see all the options, it is coming here in the option B. So option B is the correct option for this question. Now we go for the next question. Next question. A liquid rises to a height of 1.8 centimeter. I mean, this is the height they given, H1 I write. Glass capillary A, means height of capillary tube A is given 1.8 centimeter. Another gas capillary B having diameter 90% of capillary A, means I can write here the diameter of B is equal to 90% of diameter of A. It is given. A is immersed in same liquid, the rise of the liquid in capillary B is. Means here we have to find out rise in B. If rise in A is 1.8, rise in B. So we already learned the relation H1, H into R is constant. So by using that, I can write height of capillary in A, radius of capillary A is equal to height in B multiplied by radius of B. So instead of radius straight away, we can use diameter also. So so if I multiply both the sides, right hand side and left hand side by 2, so 2 into radius is the diameter. So obviously here I can write it here, diameter of A instead of radius. So here I can write diameter of B. Now we have to substitute the given to get the answer. Now here, so here the given diameter of B is 90% of A. 90% means 90 out of 100 of diameter of A. Now let me use that. So here height of A is 1.8 multiplied by diameter of A, I use dA. Height of B we have to find out, multiplied by diameter of the capillary tube B is 90%, means 90 out of 100 into diameter of this A. So diameter of A get cancelled. 0, 0 get cancelled. So height of B is equal to 1.8 multiplied by this 10 divided by 9. So it is coming 18. 18 by 9 is 2. So 2 is the height of the liquid in a capillary tube B. So here we substitute height 1 in centimeters. So obviously height in this capillary tube B is also in centimeter. So here 2 centimeter is the option C. So option C is the correct answer for this question. उसके बाद आगे वाला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. The velocity of water in a river is. So this is the velocity. It is given in kilometer per hour that we have to convert. So I convert it directly. 9 into this 5 by 18. So 9 2s are 18. So it is 2.5 meter per second. This is the velocity. Upper surface of the upper surface. The river is 10 meter deep. So here the depth of the river is given. The coefficient of viscosity of water is 10 raised to, it is a minus 2. 10 raised to minus 2 poise. So here minus 2 is below, but here it's a printing mistake. Then the shearing stress between horizontal layers of water. Shearing stress means force by area. So here we know that by Newton's law of viscosity, F is equal to eta A into this velocity gradient. Now here F by A we have to find out. So this coefficient of viscosity into this dV by dx, I can write V by x. So this is V, 9 kilometer per hour means 2.5 meter per second, and x I can use here 10. So here, but here coefficient of viscosity is given in the poise that we have to convert into the SI system. We have a relation here, 1 Newton second per meter square is equal to 10 poise. So here 1 poise is equal to, then 1 poise is 10 raised to minus 1 in SI system. So here it is 10 raised to minus 2 they given. So it is in poise. So to convert into the SI, I multiplied it by 10 raised to minus 1. Into this V is 2.5 divided by this X is 10 meter. So after solving this, we get the answer. So 2.5 for the is the 10. So 1 by 4 into 10 raised to minus 3 is the answer. So 1 by 4 is coming to 0.25 into this 10 raised to minus 3. So Newton per meter square. And if you observe all the options very carefully, it is written in the option B. So here also to 0.25 and here also. But here see the power 10 raised to minus 3 is the power, and minus 3 is written in the option B. So option B यहाँ पे correct option है. Now next question. A small spherical body of radius r, means here the radius is given r, and density rho moves with a terminal velocity v. So here the terminal velocity is given in a fluid of coefficient of viscosity eta. Density is given rho here. What will be the net force on the body? So here by Stokes law, The viscous force is 6 pi eta RV. This is the viscous force. But here we have to write here net force on the body. You remember this. Net force means what? So when this small spherical body is falling in a fluid column, then net force on the body. So see this. So when it is moving with the terminal velocity, then whatever this downward force and whatever the upward force, they are equal because this body is in equilibrium because it is moving with terminal velocity. Terminal velocity means that it is moving with constant velocity. So downward force and upward force is equal. So net force acting on this body in a liquid column is coming 0. So 0 is the correct option. You remember this formula is for the viscous force. Now next question is a small metal ball of mass m. So here metal ball's mass is given m is dropped in a liquid contained in a vessel at a terminal velocity v. So this is terminal velocity. If a metal ball of same material but of mass 8 m is dropped in same liquid, then terminal velocity will be. Now here the coefficient of viscosity is given by formula 2 by 9 r square rho minus sigma into g divided by v. So terminal velocity we can write 2 by 9. So this r square rho minus sigma into g divided by the coefficient of viscosity. This is the formula for the terminal velocity here. Now, so for the same liquid and same metal ball, same liquid, same metal ball. So here G is same. Then this coefficient of viscosity for liquid is same. Density of metal bearing is same. Density of liquid is same. This 2 by 9 is a constant. So here this terminal velocity depends on this radius square. I think here the radius is not given, but here the radius is the same radius. Maybe the same radius is there. So I think same radius is there. So if the radius is same, obviously the terminal velocity is same here. So if the terminal velocity they given v, then the later terminal velocity is also v. Next question. When one end of the capillary is dipped in water, the height of the water column is h. H is a height. The upward force of 105 dyne. So this is a force due to surface tension, balanced by force due to the weight. So here they given the condition, force due to surface tension is balanced by force due to the weight. The inner circumference of capillary tube is. Now we have to find out inner circumference. This F we can write T into the length of the capillary tube is equal to mg. So T into this L is the inner circumference, obviously 2 pi r. So is equal to mg. So here this circumference is equal to mg by T. So mg. So here mg is a force. So they given the force 105 dyne. So 105. That we have to convert into the Newton. So you know that 1 Newton is 10 raised to 5 dyne. So dyne is 10 raised to minus 5 Newton. So divided by T, surface tension is given 7 into 10 raised to minus 2. Now we do the calculation here. So this 105 divided by 7. I think 15 7 is 105. So here it is the 15 into 10 raised to minus 5 plus 2 minus 3. This is in meter. So we can write it here 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So 10 raised to minus 2 means centi. So here 1.5 centimeter is the answer, and 1.5 is written in the option A. So option A is the correct answer here. In this question, a vessel completely filled with water has hole A and B. at depth h and 3h from the top respectively. Whole A is a square of side L. You note this, whole A is square of side L. B is a circle of radius R. The water flowing out per second from both the holes is same. Then L is equal to. So here we know that speed of efflux is equal to under root 2gh. So we can write by using that VA is equal to, so under root 2gh, and VB we can write under root 2g into this 3h, means VB we get under root 6gh. So this is VB, so this is VA, and here we know that by this equation of continuity A into V is constant. So I can write here area for this A hole into this velocity of A is equal to area at B into this velocity at B. So area at A is a square. So here area is L square. So this velocity is under root 2gh is equal to area at B. It is a circle. So I can write pi r square into this root 6gh. Now we have to simplify this equation to get the answer. Now here, after simplifying this, we can cancel this gh we can cancel here, and L square I can write here this pi r square as it is, and this root 2 we can shift to that side. So 6 divided by root 6 divided by root 2, it is root of 6 by 2, means root 3. So we can write here L square is equal to, we get 3 into this pi r square. So it's root 3. Now here L is equal to, so root 3 pi r square raised to 1 by 2, or we can write one more square root here. Now here I can write L is equal to root 3 means 3 raised to 1 by 2, and again raised to 1 by 2. So 3 raised to 1 by 4. So pi raised to 1 by 2 and r raised to 1. So if you see all the option, r raised to 1 is written here and here. Okay, we can confirm the power of r. Now after that r, we can confirm the power of pi raised to 1 by 2. So pi raised to 1 by 2 is written here in these two options. And here we can confirm the power of 3 also, 3 raised to 1 by 4. So this option C is the correct answer for this question. Now next question. A large number of liquid drops. So here it is liquid drops. Each of radius A. Liquid drop having a radius A. Area merged to form a single spherical drop. Spherical drop, radius B. The energy released in the process is converted into the kinetic energy of big drop form, the speed of the big drop. So we have to find out energy release in the process of the conversion and kinetic energy, and then both we have to equate to get the speed of the big drop. Now here we can find out energy. So to find out energy release in that process, we can use this 4 pi r square, this n raised to 1 by 3 minus 1 into t. So this is the formula. Now here capital R is the radius of drop. Now radius of spherical drop is B. So I use here B instead of capital R. Now we equate the volume of droplets and volume of drop, and then we come to the conclusion that, so this radius of this drop is equal to, means I can write it here, radius of drop is equal to n raised to 1 by 3 into radius of droplets. So I can write here n is equal to b cube divided by a cube. So this is n, and that n I can substitute 4 pi b square. So I can use here b cube divided by a cube raised to 1 by 3. So I can write here b by a minus 1 into t. So this is the work done. Similar manner, I have to find out the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy in this process is 1 by 2 mv square. Now here, this kinetic energy we can write in term of density here. Mass we can write density into volume. Density rho, volume is 4 by 3 pi into radius cube. Radius we are using radius of the drop and it is b. So b cube and this v square. So this is the kinetic energy, and these two energies we have to equate to get the final answer. Now let me equate here. So here, hence this 4 pi b square, then b by a minus 1 into t is equal to this 4 into 1 is 4 by 6 pi rho b cube into this v square. Now we cancel the common term here. So the common is here pi is 4 4. They get cancelled. B square and b from this b cube get cancelled. Now what is the remaining terms? So I can use here b by a minus 1 is equal to, so here we get density, then 1b, then v square divided by 6. So by using that we can write v square. So I can write here, and here t is there, t I can write it to this side, 6t. So I can transfer the 6 to this side, 6t divided by rho b into this b by a minus 1. So now I can substitute, I can transfer this b inside. So after transferring b inside, we get 6t 6t divided by rho. If I transfer the b inside, then b get cancelled, 1 by a minus 1 by b. So this is a v square. So v is under root 6t by rho 1 by a minus 1 by b, and this is the expression for speed of the big drop. Now here, instead of square root in options, you can see everywhere 1 by 2 is there. Now 6t by rho. So you can see here 6t by rho is written only in option A and B. Then after that, we can check here 1 by a minus 1 by b. It is written in option A, and raised to 1 by 2 means in a square root. So option A is the correct option for this question.